All right, Shawnee. This is a Milne Studios production.
Hello, Ashman.
Shaun, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you? Going all right?
Yeah, not bad for a Monday, but
Yeah.
we had to skip yesterday, mate. We were fairly beat up and
Yeah, physically not there, were we?
didn't happen.
Oh, but didn't have any Viagra to take, so it was a bit flat. And yeah.
A bit flaccid, hey.
Oh.
Just need to open up the veins again, but
Well, I've done that this morning, so it's
good boy. Welcome,
Yeah.
everybody.
Hello,
It's
everyone.
Monday lunchtime. We've skipped work a little bit. We've done a morning session, and
Yes.
here we are now, Monday afternoon. I can get used to Mondays on the podcast.
If Mondays is going to be a podcast around lunchtime, I'll take that.
Fuck oath, I'll back it up as well.
Absolutely. Got out of work early with my young friend that I was with for the morning. That was
The Parrot Man. Woohoo!
Yeah, he owns a parrot and refused to drop me off
everyone.
near you. So I said I hope his parrot was ill,
on you,
and he wasn't happy with that. But what do you do? Cheers.
Cheers for Monday.
So Monday,
Bit of rain.
bit of rain, or a lot of rain around, wasn't there? And
Wasn't a bad weekend, really. We got a little bit on Saturday and a little bit Sunday afternoon, didn't we? So
yeah. Well, and we didn't think we'd get any games of baseball in Saturday. I was called to umpire 2 finals up at Golden Grove at Iliari, and she rained pretty heavy during the first game, but I managed to shove it through the pigeonhole and keep us going. And
That's good, isn't
got it through the thunder and the rain, and we the boys up there won their Divi 6 final 14-3, so that was good. And Wiz in the mob, Dana Manson, who likes playing in the inclusive league, he played a pretty good game, and they got up, and that was good. And then we had the Divi 4 final up there with Phil Hirschhausen,
I felt
great man himself, and his mob, and they won by 8 over West Torrens. So that was a big day up there for the club, and we managed to get it through all the rain, so that was good.
well, we better leave a little bit for behind the plate, hadn't we?
Oh, we probably jumped into that a bit early, haven't we? But
Doesn't matter, mate. Doesn't
no,
matter.
it was
It's Monday. We're out of Kilda probably, but
isn't it Wednesday? Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? All I know is that talking about the weather, I didn't think we'd get either game in, but end up getting both complete over the 7 innings that the league required. So managed to force both games in through the rain. So it was a good
we
outcome.
did seem to get good steady rain Sunday afternoon, didn't we?
Yeah, it came in late, didn't it?
Yeah, sort of. It was mid-afternoon, and it really
Yeah.
didn't move. It just sort of sat there, and the rain that came down was pretty substantial. So
I like weather, and I was sitting there going, what do I watch, the weather or the power? So
yeah, Mandy did both. She listened to one on the roof, and
Yeah.
Port had a good win, didn't they? They
well, 73 points, but I think they the opposition weren't quite up to that AFL standard, were they? Really, they were well below par.
wins a win. I think you take it whenever you can, and even if it's a trial game, it gives.
Well, I would say Port fans this year, I think we'd take whatever win we can get.
Oh, good.
'Cause I don't think we'll have a bunch of them. So
Look, I think you go. You never
yeah.
go out there to lose, do you? No, that's not
No.
the Australian way. I think that
Yes.
we did touch base on the underarm, and
yeah.
that's not the way we like to play sport. But look, end of the day, the weekend was quite good. I just touched base. I had a job for one of the local tilers down at Hallett Cove.
Ooh, down there.
So I wrapped a skin around the trailer to try to, because all the glass is wrapped in cardboard. So nothing worse than getting to someone's house and the cardboard's wet and it's falling apart and it's slippery anyway.
Geez, you have some trials,
And
don't
it
you?
weighs 70 kegs anyway, and it's 10 mil thick. It's a fucking absolute chore.
Yeah.
And then to cap it off, it was a 2-story building with a turnaround stairwell.
God.
So Leo that gave me a hand, good on you, Leo, mate.
Yes, Leo.
He was 80, so...
He was 80.
He was 70, beg your pardon.
70. Well, he aged while he was doing it, did he?
And he was an ex-aircraft mechanic. But,
Oh, nice.
He was blowing pretty hard up the stairway, and we had to stop a couple of times.
He probably fixed Jimbo's paint along the way.
I'd say he did fix Jimbo's.
But he, that's a fair thing for a 70, because I think I'd struggle at 52 to do that.
I left him down the bottom too, so he probably had a bit more weight, but he could get his right hand underneath it, so your shoulder takes a bit of it.
Yeah.
And then up the top, everything's falling away from you, so you got two hands on the side, and you're trying to grip it, trying to stop it from not smacking into the step so it doesn't blow up. And then Annabelle, I think his wife was called, she come down and she wanted to help as well.
She was 25?
Yeah, she was about the same age, so we got it done, and we got it all the way to the bathroom, and it was like barley in there. It was like 99% humidity, and
it was really funny because even at baseball, people kept saying to me, "How bloody warm is it?" Like it was just steamy and muggy. Yeah. There was rain. That first game, it just rained, and I thought any minute the temperature's going to drop, but she just didn't at all.
Just got muggier and muggier, didn't it? And then everything sort of stopped, and down it come. The rain come. It rained at Hallett Cove. You could see on the map that it was coming down. As it got to Adelaide, it sort of went out to sea, and it went around Adelaide. And then it came back in and then started to squirt down the southeast. But funny thing, you very rarely get rain from the northeast.
Well,
and that because we had a low sitting over Alice Springs, as we know, all week, and you had three highs down the bottom. So one spins anti-clockwise, a high spins anti-clockwise,
right,
and a low spins anti-clockwise, and a high. A high spins anti-clockwise and a low spins clockwise.
You're on your own on this one because I got no idea.
Get it right, you fucking loser.
I was listening. I was listening to you giving great advice, and you tripped me up.
Well,
the
easiest way to remember is as a high goes past, you get the winds coming from the northeast, so you get all the hot air at the end of it. So you know it's spinning anti-clockwise, whereas a low comes the other way. Hence the reason why we got the rain from the northeast. So it might rain there once a calendar year. Every couple of years you might get a little bit of drizzle from the northeast.
One of the funniest things I saw pre-game was Greg Rogers doing a weather report. And Greg says to me...
A military one?
Oh, he was on it. No, in fact, he wasn't. Because he said to me, look, way down south down there, Shaun, we're going to be fine, man. We're going to be fine. It's all dry, as you can see, all down there. And, of course, as you're describing, it came from the north. So we were all looking to the south, listening to Greg go, oh, he's on to this. And then 5 minutes later, she P155 down because it had come from the north. So I said to Greg, you need to work on this, Greg. You need to
get your fucking bearings right, boy.
I was like, what's going on?
Australian.
But so that was quite funny because he had me convinced that we weren't going to see a drop of rain all day. But but I mean the weather, I didn't mind a bit of rain around. I mean, geez, we've had none.
Isn't the smell? You get that chemical reaction.
Love it.
And you sort of, it's still one of those natural phenomenons where you know when it's going to rain. There's something in the air. You can feel it. Something's different.
Yep.
Bit of a smell. Hey, it's going to rain. And, it does. 9 times out of 10, if your body can sense it and you get that initial smell.
Oh, it's magnificent. And not only that, being a hay fever sufferer like I am,
it shuts the dust.
Being at the baseball all day, I would have been dead by the end of Saturday night. So the rain coming in took all that away. So I was pretty helpful. But no, look, yes, it rained, but I wouldn't say it was torrential. And then Sunday, everyone was forecasting that it was going to be the worst day weather-wise in 8 years or something. And then we didn't get anything till late afternoon. So I don't know. I just don't know what happened. I think we've got to go back to what my grandfather used to say. They say weather prediction. He say, well, no, in the morning I'll open the front door and I'll look outside and I'll work out what the weather's going to be.
All right.
Because
it's all the farmers
no one knows. No one bloody knows. There was all these predictions of how bad Sunday was going to be. They were saying, well, we're going to cancel the under-18s on Sunday. Under-16s final will be done. No one will play.
You've heard the saying, miss by an inch, miss by a mile.
Yeah.
You can see the rain there, but it might just go straight past you. And you don't get bugger all rain.
Well, Gav, as you know, is a big Gav Payne up there. He the Prez. He's a big weatherman because he wants to make sure his grass is okay. And
Sure does.
gee, he was looking at 14 different apps, and I think he had helicopters in the sky through an earpiece for him, and he was right on it about Sunday.
Geez, he would have been banging out a few words a minute.
Oh, he was I don't know. I think he didn't know which way to turn. He had 14 different sources coming at him. He's trying to analyse it all.
Oh, if he'd got out 5 words per minute, mate, you would have been sort of traffic jammed in the ear, wouldn't you? But
yeah,
he's a great bloke. He
was trying to figure it all out, and I said, mate, look in the sky, and in 5 minutes, if you hear bang bang, she's thunder, and it'll be there in the next couple of minutes, and you'll work it out that way. So,
but how good to get a bit of rain. It's been months on end without any, and I know we've pumped half the Murray River on the 160 square metre lawn out the back there. So
nice.
We've pumped and pumped and pumped for the, as you know, the cornies were over, and they've been gone for a week or two now. So
they would have been right at home with that weather.
Lovely, yeah, lovely. But but no, it's had a good drink again. The garden beds have had a good drink. The long-term forecast is still for slightly higher temperatures and very little rain.
Really? So we got none this week, I would imagine. Is that
No. So you've really got March, April, May to June. So like generally it rains in May. Like the cockies generally are ready to go for that first rain in May sometime. So you'll probably still get that, but they're saying lower than normal.
Right. So this week we're...
And that forecast only coming out yesterday, so...
I haven't looked as to what this Saturday is coming up. I've got
31, 31, I think.
Oh, is that? Oh, that's nice. Well, I'm umpiring the Division 6 final up there again. I'll be doing them again for the second week in a row, you poor bastards. But the inclusive leave with David Manson, his brother.
Well, let's get into behind the plate.
Yeah, why don't we have a go at that? Probably spoken a bit too much.
This is your third episode. Well, you can get going. You can...
I think most of our people are tied to baseball, so it's, yeah. But no, behind the plate. Well, as it all washed out, so every A-grade game got played on Saturday with all the rain, except for Sturt and Golden Grove up at Sturt. So the quick one there is that the Dodgers got up there, Div 2 game got called, and then the Sturt boys apparently went to the pub. So when the Dodgers all got up there, the roller shutters were down and no one was there. She was a ghost town, so they sort of figured they weren't playing, and so they came back to watch the Divi 4 final. But so they didn't play. What the league does with that, I don't know. Sturt or Golden Grove, that game wouldn't impact any finals now.
I reckon you let it go. That's a dead rubber.
I think they'll just let it go because both Sturt and Golden Grove can't move on the ladder. So it doesn't matter if anyone wins out of that or loses. So I think they'll probably let it go. Let it go. We'll see. I know speaking to Golden Grove officials, they were ready to go Tuesday night should they have to go up to Sturt and play that one out. But we'll see what happens with the league. Who knows?
I think the weather's good for the week. 29, 29, 30, 30, 31, 31, right. 32, I think, by next Monday.
Gee, you're all over this, aren't you?
So they were...
and you're north and you're clockwise and you're anti-clockwise and, yeah, you're all over this. You teach me something every week. I keep saying that. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with the league. Just to give everyone a recap of Division 1 baseball, the 6 has now been sorted out for finals. Port Adelaide ended up sneaking into 6th spot. Woodville, or actually more like Woodville, they won their game at East Torrens, which no one thought they would do because East Torrens had been in good
So they had to win and still got pipped, yeah?
They had to win and they did.
Tell us the story about that one.
Well, they won 6-1 at East Torrens, which is quite a decent win. Port Adelaide were down at Goodwood, losing 3-0 at one point, about halfway through the game. So it looked like Woodville might have snuck in, but Port Adelaide scored 10 runs in the last 3 innings of the match to get a 10-3 win and therefore get in. So what that leaves us with, folks, is Henley and Grange finished top. Congratulations to them, minor premiers by game. The other interesting result, Ash, was a big one. Adelaide Angels, who had been in second all year, trailing with Henley, they lost to Glenelg, who were third to bottom. So Glenelg at home put on a big win and won that 10-3. So what that meant was, in the end, was that Adelaide dropped to third, and Southern Districts, who'd won out at Gawler, they ended up going into second. So you end up with Henley Souths as your 1-2. Adelaide dropped to third at the very last round. Then you get West Torrens, of course, as we always say. They're always in there. Fourth. East Torrens dropped to fifth because of their loss to Woodville. And then Port bringing up to sixth.
So old Campo and Inglis fairly happy boys, are they?
Well, Cambo, if you look at the stats from the weekend, he got 3 hits. And I think 2 of them were doubles out at Gawler.
Good return.
So he'd had a very good day and played an unbelievable match, and they pitched their amazing French Perth Heat, whatever you want to call him, import, Grosjean, and he held Gawler to 14 strikeouts for the day, so he went through them like nobody's business. So South Henley, you would think, would probably be the grand final if we're picking it early, but don't rule Adelaide out. However, after the weekend, you sort of go, well, what the hell happened there? Losing to third to last Glenelg. But so anyway, top 6 set. Really, really looking good for a great final series. Should be interesting to see how that all plays out. Really exciting.
So that starts Saturday?
Next Saturday it'll start, yeah. So usually, traditionally, just for people that, if they want to know, it's usually first versus sixth, second versus fifth, third versus fourth is the program. They all play a 3-game series against each other at the top side's home ground. So they'll do that. And, we'll see where that all lands. But exciting series coming up. It sort of, we're not sure which one to go out and watch. It wouldn't be bad to go out and watch some of them, but don't know which one. But for those people, as I said, Golden Grove, just for your own club, basically Divi 5 down at South, they put out no covers because apparently Gawler did not have rain covers. So Southern Districts packed up their rain covers for the Division 1 game and drove them all the way out to Gawler, if you can believe that.
Sheeskus.
So Div 5 didn't get to play.
Oh, that's what I said. That's good. I like that. And
well, I don't like it for the Dodgers because bloody Divi 5, Shane George and his mob, possibly now have to go midweek down to Southern Districts.
Is what it is.
Yeah,
Sign the ledger, Billy. And Bobby Nye Wander, he had a birthday this week as well, just gone.
The great man had a birthday.
Another
Saturday,
one like Lenny Golding. Yeah, Lenny Golding had a birthday as well.
Oh, did he really?
He has one every week. So
Lenny's only 50.
He's been 50 a few times.
Yeah, he looks 50. Last time I saw him, he looked pretty good.
He's only a young bloke, isn't
he? Isn't he? Just, but not Bob. No, sorry, Bob. He looks, you consider what Bob does for the club still at Dodgers and amazing work that he does every week. And, really, at his age, he should be celebrating in the sunset, but he's out there still having the club every week,
make sure that the hot dogs are ready for the game, Ash,
Well, he just...
got to be ready for Friday.
Oh, he doesn't stop with his hot dogs. And he'll make 8, even if there's 2 people there.
All right, the other... we've got off the A grade there just for a sec. The other one that we were going to talk about, which was last week, we had a week off. We had some shit on our liver we had to deal with, and the Golden Grove Baseball Club's opened up their batting tunnel. Talk about that one. 3 tunnels wide. It was an open place on Thursday night with the council and the council members.
Yeah, look, it was a big opening. We had Blair Boyer. Yeah. I don't know what we're doing here.
Well, that's because
So I'll let it go.
We've
there we go.
got there. We've blown the horn. It's actually done and dusted. It's actually real.
I just wanted to keep pressing the horn. Anyway, so they had their big launch a couple of Thursdays ago.
Who was up there from the council, mate?
So the mayor, Marika Ryan, came out to open it with her big chain around her neck, which always looks impressive. And she was out there, and then they had Bernie and I cannot remember his wife's name.
Bernie.
Keane, Bernie Keane, and his wife. Oh, goodness me, that's terrible. But Sandy Keane. Bernie and Sandy came up, of course, because they'd been great supporters of trying to get that up and running. So they were there, which was terrific to see. Then we had local Labor members. We had Rhiannon Pearce. We had also Olivia Savis, and then finally Blair Boyer from the Labor Party, local Labor Party, came up to support us. They gave us the funding for it, and they pushed it through. So they were there at the opening. It was a great thing for them, and it was great for them to support.
Oh, it's nice closure for everybody. You know how many years you put into it, and all the other people that have been in there prior to us. So, to get something at the end of it. I know the boys are up there putting the cages around where the air conditioning ducts are going. There's 2 pods there on the western side.
Yes, you've seen those. They're quite big. I've got no idea what that means.
That's all the evap. That's all the air conditioner sucking in the air and pushing the cold air in through the building. So there'll be a door open where all the rest of the air comes out. And but that's apparently meant to be fairly good, you said, in regards to technology. It's got some cameras in there and some...
it's got cameras and Wi-Fi and all the things that the club will need to take it forward,
How good's that?
And look, I think it was great that Mark Shotton was there.
He's put a lot of time into it.
The president
for sure.
before myself, and so I was there, and obviously Gav was there, the great man himself. So there was 3 presidents that had worked on that. So it gives you an indication of the time.
Well done, boys.
So,
And it looks pretty good, doesn't it? It does fit in better than I thought anyway.
Just impressive. And I walked in looking at it and I just thought, wow, all that hard work.
When my elevated club room extension happens, when we knock the old duck down and...
It's next year, isn't it?
Yeah, once we get that split level and the nice rounded ball-shaped balcony out there where you can see the top and bottom diamonds for both games and have a couple of coldies out there sitting in the sun, getting the legs tanned. That'll be good one day. Once you get to that point, then you can say you've got a pretty good stadium and
have a couple of cold beers and fall asleep on there during the game. And have someone you wake you up at the end and sort of say, hey, she's over. You need to go home.
Once they get some shutters on everyone's windows, you can put the lights up and you can play some night games there. So won't that be wonderful?
Well,
yeah.
I think the club goes ahead with what we've just installed. I mean, it's $800,000 worth of cage. Initially, it was meant to be $500,000, but it turned out to be $800,000, which is quite a big investment and really, really unbelievable inside. It's going to just elevate the club and really, Gola. They keep talking a big game with infrastructure and what they're going to build, but now their back diamond isn't going ahead. Their club is now not going ahead. Because they haven't followed up or got the funding. So
you've got a 52-year all-round facility now?
Yes, yeah. Yep.
So I believe that creates a better sports person. And I think to have that available all year round just makes for better. And, we've said for years, what does Golden Grove stand for? Maybe one day it'll be the batting. They got the new tunnel. Fielding, get the fielding like Woodville, mate. You go down to Woodville always field well. You've got that indoor facility where you can just bang balls into the ground. You've got good catches just working out, just doing the training. I reckon it's a chicken dinner, mate. That's an absolute winner for the club.
Oh, and the club itself now, we've got things like your junior Marlins that come together, say, from Kensington, East Torrens, North, Golden Grove, in Port Adelaide. So what they can now do is actually have, before their tournaments, they can have all the kids in there training and learning, before they go to their tournaments. So now the Marlins have never had anywhere to go because the Rays down the western side have generally Seton High School they can go inside to. The other mob, the Seahawks, I think they're called, they usually go down to West Beach and use their indoor facilities. So, so they don't miss a training. Now the Marlins have something that they can use as their base. So that helps that structure as well. So it's enormous, and it's a thing that I'm very proud that we worked so hard on, because when I walked in the other night and saw it, I thought, that's not what I expected it to be that good. So, it's very exciting and
build it once, do it right. Looks good for what I've seen. I haven't been on the inside yet, but
it's huge inside, Ash. Like the thing that I noticed, I've been to South, I've been to
Wide
Port,
lanes.
been to South. Their roofs are that little bit lower. Their lanes, and West Torrens have got 3 lanes. However, theirs are all thin ones, where this is just ginormous. So, yeah, it's the best indoor facility or training facility in Adelaide.
Well, big shout out to everyone that's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
involved, including yourself
Absolutely.
and everyone else that's been there along for the journey. It's finally nice to get a footprint in the ground, and
Yeah.
hey, it's great for the kids coming through, and for the for the A's and B's and C's and all the other leagues going through. It gives you that ability. If it's raining or it's hot or whatever, you can do it undercover. You can do it on a Saturday, Sunday without pissing people off. You know what I mean? Close the door up, turn the cooler on, go and train your guts out and get better and
Well, in pre-seasons, like,
tip the cap.
the women with their indoor, they've always gone down to some indoor cricket facility to do a pre-season. And paid money, $100 each or whatever for that period for a few weeks. A grade have always got to put in $150, $200 for, to go somewhere and train.
Sure.
So now what you do is you just pull up your car and get out and put up your tea
nice
or your
when
whatever, and away you go.
Be nice when Marty Hill's out next time. He'll be chuffed to see what we've done up this way.
It's fantastic, and as I say, not to put a dampener on Gawler, but they always talk a big game, but now they've sort of been left a little bit behind now because their ovals aren't going ahead, the new club rooms aren't going ahead. So
it's just been pushed back a little bit, and they'll have to start the rebuild again. So you know what it's like. It is a journey. You do wish the best for everybody. Yeah. So just in trying to get this segment done, Yankees, no news.
Not this week. I will finish just quickly on some final Dodger stuff, if that's okay. Very good news on Friday night last week. Our own Michelle Nichols and her Divi 2 girls, they won their first final last Friday. And so did the other 2 women's teams. All 3 women's teams won on Friday night. So big night for the club there. So essentially we're going to end up with 3 women's teams in prelims, which is an amazing result. And as I said, next weekend, Divi 6 will be out 9 a.m. at the club playing their next prelim as well. So there's plenty of games if people want to go out on a Friday night.
What time does that start? 6 o'clock?
So 6 o'clock, there'll be 2 women's finals on Friday at the club. There'll be a Divi 2 and a Divi 3 final. So get out there and support the girls. And then the Divi 6 boys will be playing at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. Not quite sure who they're playing, but they're in the inclusive league with Dana Manson. He loves playing in that league because it's at his level, sort of thing. So that's...
He's a champion.
Oh, is he? Yeah. No, anyway, he's been paying me out last Saturday, so I thought I'd just return serve. But,
and Maz has made sure there's some red cans on the top shelf. Jeez, it was like the Simpson Desert last time I was up there.
Well, Maz, he won his final, Maz, so well done to you, big fella. I don't know how many people, whether there's meant to be a cut-off with people with long hair in a team, but there was about 27 of them.
Did he get rung up on strike 3 somewhere? Or
I can't recall.
Bad luck, Maz.
No,
I think it was outside.
I think it was the umpiring. But
he's stocking the fridges too, isn't he, Maz?
I believe, look, he's always helping out there, isn't he? So
he's always around, yeah.
He's always helping out. He's a good fella.
As long as there's red cans up there, Bob said, Ash, wasn't expecting you and Pete up here. And he gave us the whole rundown why there were no red cans. I said, for fuck's sake, Bob, where are the red cans? And he said, it's about time you guys come back a bit more often if you want that top shelf. And I said, come on, Bob. I know it's your birthday.
Bob, you're better than that. Bob, let's just straighten up and be serious for a minute. But you're better than that.
All we
Bob.
asked, mate,
you're
was
better
that
than that.
we got a bus for the ride home Thursday night after training, and that there were red cans always cold on the top shelf.
What's going on? The world's
Happy
changed.
birthday anyway, Bob.
Yeah, I hope you had a
Cheers.
great birthday, Bobby. But seriously, mate, let's make sure that just in case anyone drops in, that there's a red can in the
corner.
Should
be red cans.
I would have thought that's un-Australian. Almost.
Well, it's new Australian.
No doubt
even from an old Australian Bobby.
They probably had Asahi, Japanese beers, Peroni, Italian beers.
Yeah, Asahi's probably close enough to close enough to a red can in
Is it really?
in a black can.
Right.
As long as it gives you a bit of grit when you drink it, you want a good strong beer. If you drink beer for carbs and you're worried about your waist, don't drink it. Drink your watermelon vodkas like you used to do and sit down and pee,
Oh, come on, Bob.
You got
Come
what,
on, Bob.
what do you got left? What do you got left?
Nothing on baseball. That'll do me this week.
right, cheer it up,
I'm all
mate.
out. I think we've done pretty
Well
much.
done again. That's the third series. We've done pretty well on those. So
I think we've covered most of the top grade, and then most of the Dodger stuff.
I
so
got
that's
I got a few sponsors to run as well.
Yeah,
like normal.
good. Yes. Who have we got this week?
No, still Davo from the Hellfire down in Tasmania.
Yep.
We haven't mentioned him for a few weeks, but he's down on Craigs Hill Road, Boomer Bay, down on Tassie on 7177 South East Coast.
Is that the coordinates?
Potato vodkas and,
There's missiles
and
flying
liqueurs.
around.
Yeah.
Don't give coordinates,
You won't,
please.
yeah, well, you won't get hit down there. It's just,
Yeah, well.
but
Well done, Dave.
yeah, Davo, get down there and you can order online, get your liqueurs, and
Does he post over to SA?
boy, you can get it. Of course you can.
Right, sure.
I think anything over $100 you could get anything you want. But
Oh, hello.
no, beautiful. The other thing too, we got a fence done out the front there from
Thanks, Davo.
from Done Right Fencing.
Done right fencing? Yes.
So yes, that went really well. We got about 15 metres out the front there. Thanks to Shaun and Emily Dunning. Thanks for
Well, if his name's Shaun, he'd be good.
good-looking bloke, nice blue eyes, and yeah.
You talking about him or me?
So no, they've done a good job. Did a good job, doing a good job. It's all done there now, and we've got a gate to do out the front there. So thanks, guys.
Well done, Shaun and Emily.
If you need some steel fencing done,
Yes.
and some
And if you want it done right,
and some retaining, Done Right Fencing, eh? So thanks, guys. That's a good one. And
don't want it done wrong. You want it done right.
you want it done right.
I'm trying, Shaun and Emily.
And good old Jace from SOS Safety Signs.
Oh, he's my favourite. Guy in the world.
They
He
just keep turning up, don't they?
He's just one of the best blokes you'd ever meet.
So, yeah, all your signs, all your stickers, everything, go down and see him and Chris, man, and they'll print you up something nice and quick and at good prices. They're always good, aren't they?
Are they? Yeah,
Excuse me. No, great prices. They're just down at Mullers Road, Green Acres there, and, yeah, go in the shop there and have a look. You can get coffee mugs done.
Oh, can you?
You can get anything done. You can
Wow.
print something on your bottom if you wanted it. It's absolutely beautiful.
I might go in and ask for that.
And he's gentle on your bottom when
Is
he does.
he? Doesn't
So-
leave a mark?
No, he leaves a mark. That's what you're going down there for. But,
Oh, I guess so, yes.
SOS
yes.
Safety Signs, Mullers Road, Green Acres. Good on you, boys.
Yes, and I just like, yeah, well, I don't know what I'd write. That'd be,
Well, that's his surname. Jason Wright, the man.
you are all over it today, Whitey.
All right.
You are all over it.
So we better tip into a little bit of politics. What have we had in the last week or two since we had the week off?
Well,
You
there's
know
been a
that
bit-
we
there's
support
been a
One
bit-
Nation. We are One Nation people.
Scott Coxill will lose
Scotty
his mind.
Coxill.
He'll might lose his mind with this. It's the one thing that he's got stuck in his brain that we do apparently. So anyway, look, bit happening. Obviously, state election now, only 19 days away, I think. So that's all heading up.
Come on, Scotty.
Scotty,
Get on the bandwagon, mate. Get on the One Nation and
yeah, I'd like to see Scotty in orange.
let's get the larrikin back in this country. Hey?
Scott Coxill in orange would be amazing, I would imagine. It'd bring out his eyes.
Or lemon. He'd be nice in lemon as well.
Yeah, well, we're not allowed to mention that, but he's a lovely fella, Scotty. We love him. The show loves him.
He's a bit mixed up.
uh,
He's in the financial industries, but we sort of put up with Scotty. He's another charming fella, isn't he? He's good on the baseball field.
Oh, the thing about
Good
him,
arm.
he's not going to hit you a home run, but he'll hit you 4 safe hits in the cap to bring in runners. Like
He might even go 5 for 5. Hey,
he just has that consistency.
good arm.
And,
He'll chuck you out at
Good
second.
arm. He played shortstop on Saturday in the Divi 6 final, and
Mouthy, I bet.
it was pouring with rain, and he just The number of double plays and outs he had was... There was one in one innings where he got all 3 outs. Just ground balls coming to him. He just picked them up and threw them out.
It's like the lady that sang all the music. What was her name? She sang and did all the music as well. Lintel
Helen
or something.
Keller.
No, it was an instrumental lady that
Right.
did everything. She sang and did all the music as well. It'll come to me in a
Thought you
minute.
meant Helen Keller. Helen never saw the train coming. Helen never heard the train coming. R.I.P. Helen.
That's right. Helen's gone.
But anyway, Scotty, well done to you again. But no, look, bit of politics. Obviously, 19 days away now from the state election, so she'll probably start ramping up. Labor, for anyone that doesn't know, that missed the news yesterday, they've now announced, the Malinowskis government, that there is no school fees for public kids. So if your kid goes to a school, public school, they won't have any fees to pay.
How's that work?
Well, they just go to school every day and they don't have to pay.
Fuck, you can't promise that, can you?
Well, they have.
It's got to be a cost somewhere.
Well, what I don't understand, they said it was a massive budget relief for all families, but then they said apparently in public school you pay only $500 a year for your fees anyway. So it's $500 per family, which I guess is a lot of money in the budget, but he said that we had...
So this is for all your books, is it?
Yeah, and all that sort of thing, and your fees to walk in the door.
Yeah, right. So,
So you don't have any costs, they said. So it's materials, what do they say? Materials and tuition fees. So it's your books and your whatever.
well, if you can put it in your budget and you can pay for it properly and keep it all afloat, hey, why not? You know, why not? That's it's good for a lot of these families that are struggling out there, and I'm certainly not against it. I think it's a fantastic initiative if you can sustain it and, make sure in years to come that it's still going. And, hey, how wonderful something's coming back to the family. Eh?
The polls...
The roads are getting better. There's less potholes. There is a pothole down here just near the bus stop.
The one that used to stop me every time I came up here. Jesus
just about knocked you out of
Christ.
your seat going around the corner.
Oh, you'd
Articulated,
get
you'd be on the
concussion
floor.
as you-
Hemis.
Actually, perhaps I should do that. I'm a bit taller then. There was another concern of Scott's too, I think, was I was too short during these podcasts. But anyway, so there's a poll out which came out yesterday on the state
A
election.
Polish fella or?
Yes, yeah. He was
Ivan.
in Germany in 1942. No, a poll came out for the state election showing that the Liberals will absolutely be destroyed in the state election. And not only that, it's actually showing that One Nation would then be the opposition.
Is that right?
Yes.
How good's that?
So Liberals, I don't know what they do between the next 19 days. The other thing I did research and I was going to mention to you in our next show, and I'll bring it now, obviously, but the Liberals aren't running in 11 seats. Not running. So Blair Boyer, who is in the seat of Wright, has a 12% margin. Which
Jason Wright, SOS Safety Signs. Yes.
Correct, yeah. I think they named it after Jason, actually. So Blair's seat has Animal Justice League, Family First, One Nation, and Labor. So Liberal is not even running in the seat of Wright. So that made me then look up. I thought, well, gee whiz, I wonder what other seats they're missing. So I went and researched it. There's 10 seats across metropolitan South Australia that they're actually not running in, which to me means that you either don't have the candidates put their hand up, or secondly, you just think, well, in Blair's case, potentially.
Is it a swing?
We're
Is
going
it
to
a
get
changing
flogged.
of the guard? Is this...
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you got One Nation in Wright, so I don't know if I mentioned him, but you've got One Nation there. So perhaps they're thinking, well, One Nation, Salisbury, Modbury, that sort of area where there would traditionally be Liberal voters. Perhaps they're thinking, well, One Nation, they'd be a bit behind, no immigrants, etc. But there is a high immigration rate in the seat of Wright too. So fascinating from the Liberal Party.
Yeah, it's very hard to know. And to get a swing, as we said a couple of weeks ago, that there was quite a substantial... You never know on the day when voting happens. You don't know really what's going to happen. But,
Well, Blair's not going to lose on 11.4%, you wouldn't think, right?
Yeah.
So that's fine. So perhaps the Libs looked at that and thought, well, we're not going to put our money into that, or they've got no candidate, because to be a candidate, generally you've got to put money into it.
Macon's normally Labor anyway, isn't it, up here?
Macon is, yeah, but that's federal.
Oh, beg your pardon.
That's Tony Zappia.
Yeah.
The 2-foot-high Italian who just beat, he's on about another 12% himself. So he could retire soon, but...
he can lift heavy things though, can't he?
Oh, I saw him do it at he was at the opening of the indoor training facility. I think
He's
he opened
been around. Yeah.
I think the doors were closed and Tony opened it.
Pete and I shook his hand at the RSL. We stood about the same height, so that was pretty good.
No, he's a good bloke, Tony. I've known Tony for a while. But as I say, I perhaps potentially the Liberals have got a candidate and gone, well, okay, it'll cost you 5-10 grand to run as a candidate, which they usually say, and someone's looked at that and gone, well, 12%. Why am I going to spend 5-10 grand on? And I'm up against One Nation, which is how it has a power of a wave at the moment.
I think Pauline's got a big swing coming her way anyway.
Well, Corey Bernardi, he
yeah, I just think it's obviously there's so much emotion on pushing back with the Australian psyche and wanting it to remain it. You know, I'm a big advocate for it as well. You know, like in Rome, do as the Romans do. We've said it a million times. But
yes.
If you do want to be here, we don't want your anger. We don't want any hostilities. Come on, be like we are. If that's the way you want to play, you're welcome here. If not, happy to take you down the airport, get you out of here, because Australia is unique, and I think the future of Australia now is that consolidation in regards to what we believe in and our ethics is very high. So, but anyway, what we will talk about, we'll wind that one up.
Just a quick question on that. Just a quick question on that. Personally, I think Mally's doing a good job with the state. Like, our state's flying at the moment, economy-wise.
Yep.
They're bringing in so many bloody good initiatives. I mean, free school fees, I think, is a good one.
Yes.
Where does One Nation think they can get Mally and Labor?
As you said a few weeks ago, I think they'll just be an associate and hook up to somebody. I don't know who at the moment they're going to hook up to.
It's going to be. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and Liberals in a world of hurt. There's without real leadership still. That's why would Pauline even go that way? You know, like.
Oh, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. I mean, at the moment, really, if you look at it, Ashton Hearn, the leader of the Liberal Party, came out during the week and said, well, I'm happy to hook up with One Nation and form a coalition against Labor. If you're One Nation, given the polls that have come out on Sunday...
Why would you go with Liberal?
You've got a Liberal leader that's crashed through the floor at 5% and you've minus 5%.
No, that's right.
And they're not even standing in 10 seats. So why would you hook up with them?
No, there's no
incentive.
No way in hell that you would vote for Liberal at the moment.
If you're One Nation.
Even being a hardcore Liberal voter, it would be very hard to sit there and say... What right? You can look at your principles. The principles don't change, but what have you? You've got no infrastructure. There's no new systems in place to go forward. The ones that are in there at the moment, rightly or wrongly, they've been in there 2 years now, whatever, two and a bit. Let's see what the next year brings, because after that, we'll be back to voting again, won't we? So,
but I just think if you're a Liberal supporter. And you look at 10 seats, right? 10, where there's no bloke that's running for your mob. If you're a die-and-a-hard Liberal and you go, well, okay, I'm going to go into the local primary school, grab a snag on the Saturday and vote for Liberal because that's what I do, and all of a sudden you rock up there and there is an orange ballot and there's a red ballot and there's no blue one, you're thinking, well, hang on, what do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean we don't make Ford in Australia anymore?
Oh, well, I watched the supercars last week. Wasn't that great? Anyway.
That was lovely. Yes, it was very good.
And the Ford one with Brock Feeney.
Look, it's a good competition, that one at the moment, and they got the new car in there. Is it the Mazda in there? What's the
Toyota Supra?
The new Toyota.
Yeah,
sorry.
Chaz Mostert, last year's champion. went from a car. He's now in a Toyota Supra, but they had I think 5 Supras finish in the top 10 at the end.
That's
of
good.
that,
Good return,
so
isn't
that
it?
was,
Round one. That's not bad.
Yeah, and I think I never thought I'd see Red Bull or Triple Eight Racing go back to a Falcon.
Isn't it funny?
But, they've gone back to the Mustang. Sorry,
Yeah.
That was a big one for me.
It's hard without the Holden being there as such as a Holden car. You got the Chev there. I think the Chev runs out next year anyway, doesn't it?
Well, the Chev.
Pretty sure it's not here
I think
after.
They had 2 more years, I thought.
Okay.
But anyway, but they just stopped funding Triple Eight Racing, which is the big pony in the whole show.
Sure.
Stopped funding them, and Ford said, "Well, we'll grab you." So all of a sudden, I'd never thought I'd see the day where Triple Eights would be racing Falcons. That was back in the Lowndes days in 92,
You got a
93.
Toyota and a Ford.
Yeah, just extraordinary. But anyway.
So unreal. It's a changing of the guard everywhere. There's change coming. There's 2827. I reckon next year's going to have a fair bit of potential out there. I don't know, good for bad or for anything else. But what we would be remiss if we don't talk about the Iran incident at the moment.
Yeah, sorry, I steered you into supercars.
No. It was even probably nicer to talk about supercars in Iran.
Yeah.
I know that in the last 7 days, and we won't get too political on it, that Iran was requested to play the game and they chose not to come back and try to play the game with obviously the big power, and now it's on Donkey Kong. It's
again, I'm glued to X every 5 minutes because there's something new every 5 minutes.
So fucking negative again. It's another war. You've just got over the Ukraine shit, and you don't even look for that sort of crap anymore. You're sort of over it so bad, and then that one's sort of getting to. You would think the last year or so of that war even continuing, unless that's a 100-year war again that continues, that they're fighting over religion still, or fine minerals. I'd be thinking that's what they're fighting over.
This one in Iran, Ash.
But you've got
God help us.
Look, the only thing that
where do you look?
Only thing that I do back with it, and as I said, I won't get too political on it, is. He's now given the people the choice to make their decision to stand alone from the crooked mob that had them prior, the evil people. Now, most of those guys, or at least a third to half of the chronicles that are running this fraternity, are dead. It's time now that the Iran government gets in there and stands independent and gets rid of all this hack. That's got to be done, and that's the whole purpose of what he's doing. He won't stop bombing until he's ticked all the boxes, and he will go right through with that, and I'd say in probably 3 days, I would say they would have ticked all the boxes of what their deployment was.
Well, Iran...
To stop the evil people that were in there, as we know.
Well,
we're not going to talk about them, but
they're all dead. I mean, if you look at
a lot of them are dead.
They're obviously their head of state there died.
The Ayatollah.
The Ayatollah is gone. Not only that, a lot of his military guys were in that same building,
and a lot of their infrastructure's been fairly butchered up. So
Iran, they've been trying to fire missiles at the USS Abraham Lincoln.
Allegedly, yep.
Now, I read it just before we came onto air, probably an hour before. I read that the 2 US war carriers have now turned black. Now, what that means for people that are uncertain, they've turned themselves off all radar.
They're invisible.
And they're invisible.
Stealth.
So there's 2 of them that are now invisible out in that Gulf after being fired at. What does that next move mean then? Like, what's Trump's? Is he going to? Are the US going to keep bombing Iran now? Or?
Yes, because he's deployed. Obviously, there's one in the Mediterranean Sea, and there's one obviously in the whatever that ocean is there off of Kuwait.
Yep.
That there's an A to Z list. They've got to F. And they will continue the bombing until they've ticked the boxes. He's already said that in regards to what their offensive is. It's a an absolute list of must-dos that they hit these targets, which will eliminate the risk of them coming back, which then gives the Iran government the opportunity to grab the people, because you're starting to see cheering and everything going on in Iran, that the people now have to take control of what's next. You talk about what's next, it's up to Iran now and the Iranian people to pull away and get government themselves away from this terrible regime that's been in there for many, many years. It's just been a death cult, if you like,
absolutely.
like everything else.
Interesting. It's good, I mean, obviously, Albo's come out in support of it. Said, yes, we agree to that, which is great, which is, what he's saying there. And then the British Prime Minister, Farrier, has come out and said the same. So you've got your two Western main allies of America coming out and saying, yeah, we like it. The interesting thing for me is that China have released a statement this morning saying they don't agree with it. And that's mainly because they were doing a lot of oil trading and getting 70% of their oil from Iran, so they're not
And they
happy.
write in red ink as well, mate.
Correct.
Of course they're going to fucking say they're against it.
And then the same was their other friends in Russia. Putin's come out this morning and absolutely said it's not, and it's against international law to invade a country. I'm not sure if he knows about the Ukraine, if anyone's run that past him. But I'm pretty sure they invaded the Ukraine. So where he gets that from, I don't know. But what I was going to say to you is it's interesting that the two other superpowers have come out saying, well, we don't like it.
Of course, well, that would be obvious.
I'm
waiting for North Korea to back up as the third one to say, well we agree too.
I think Kim's really disappointed because no one's mentioned him. So he's stayed in.
He'll get his nose out of joint. So over the next couple of days, you'll find that he will shoot some rockets out over Singapore somewhere just to say, hey, what about me?
He's
the little kid down the store that isn't quite tall enough to get his hand up there to buy his lollies, you know.
What about me? Anyway, but then you get the Australian, should I say, the US warship. A couple of them have come closer into Perth, towards the ocean out there. So they've come closer to Australia because they're now fearing that perhaps China might get a bit angsty with Australia. That they've gone, well, no, we like what the US is doing.
I'm sure they're out there anyway. Absolutely. So
it's a watch and see, isn't it? I mean, next week
you have got the English submarine in there at the Sterling one that's here for 6 weeks anyway. So that would be all lined up with AUKUS anyway. I'm sure that was deployed early on before this other thing started. I think there's the Five Alliance. They all obviously talk to each other somewhere along the line. But Indian Ocean's a big place. MH170's out there somewhere. And if it hasn't disappeared through a wormhole, that's for another one. But, hey, let's go on. Let's try to move away from that. I hope that this one gets sorted out in a 10-day war again where they sort of go in and deploy and do what they need to
my concern
retard the people that are doing the wrong thing. Let's keep on the positive and keep looking after the people that are doing the right thing. War's not a winner for anybody, but if you're a bully and you've been a bully and you're getting a crack now, bad luck.
The Chinese bloke was quite funny. He says, America, around for 240 years. Only 16, they've not been in war. And I thought, well, thanks, mate. That's great. You
explained it very well.
What does that mean? What do you want to have another year off? You sort of. I don't know. I mean, look, I'm a war advocate. I think that certainly that people should be brought to account that are killing their own citizens, etc. So I think it was a good move to get rid of him. But how that then gets done afterwards is
the road to disclosure. Let's finish up on the road to disclosure with the UFO thing. Obviously, you had the ex-president say, "Yeah, well, I believe that UFOs are real."
Obama.
I've never seen one, and I don't think there's an area 51. There's no underground. There's no underground on the 51.
No, well, it wasn't that extraordinary. He's gone, oh, they're out there. We know about it. Everybody knows about it. And then the following day they said, were you on some sort of methamphetamine or were you drunk or what were you? And
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly. And he's come back saying, well, no, I didn't actually say they exist. I just said the idea of them exists. So he backpedaled 10,000
So even
kilometres
Trumpy
an hour.
said he's talking classified stuff. And then you've had Hillary on there as well saying whatever allegedly she had to say on
Well,
there.
she had a bit of alien inside of her yesterday. I don't know if anyone caught that. She was asked questions on the Epstein files yesterday in a hearing, and she went absolutely berserk when she was asked questions about herself and Bill. And as soon as she realised there was a camera on there filming her, all of a sudden she became polite and nice. So it was extraordinary yesterday, but it was extraordinary. But
Angry Hillary, huh?
oh, she was crooked Hillary, as Donald was saying. But yeah, no, she got
Allegedly.
Got,
Allegedly.
do we say that to cover the whole show? Allegedly,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But no, look, that was fascinating. But yeah, it's aliens, Epstein files, everything's going on, and then they're saying that Trump's doing all this now to invade Iran to make sure that there's distracting from all that other stuff.
So I think it's time to also now bring the UFOs out and disclose that as well. So there's plenty going on.
Oh,
The world's in a fucking mess, let's be honest to God.
oh God. Where do you look?
Well, maybe you look underwater and go where the UFOs are.
Look under my pillow. Yeah, I don't know. It's
The UAPs are in the water.
world's extraordinary, isn't it? And
Well, it's no good above the ground. Well, they seem to. The UFOs have worked it out. The aliens have worked it out, haven't they?
well, the thing that makes it so bloody difficult, Ash, is that all this AI. You know,
What's true, what's fake?
well, you know, you got everyone on X at the moment. Every time something comes out, oh, here's an alien taking my trash can out. Grok, is this real? You know, so every post comes up, Grok, is
says,
this real?
Fuck the human. We talk ourselves.
Yeah,
Huh?
great. America been in war for 16 years. Not anyway, but fascinating stuff. Just absolutely fascinating stuff going around the
Hey,
world.
look, we're the 3rd of March, mate. The first 2 months of 2026 has been pretty exciting. So
God, she's gone quick.
what we might do, we're going to run out of time in a minute.
Oh, we are too. Didn't that go quick?
We better wind this up in a minute.
Took about an hour.
This has been a Moon Road Studios production
Great to be with you.
with Mr. Shaun Evans again.
Thanks, Ashman.
So yeah,
Thanks, folks.
There's plenty to talk about. Be safe out there. It's a fucking fairly mental place at the moment.
If you see flying saucers or missiles, duck.
yeah, try to stay away from them. But
Yeah.
thanks to all our sponsors and
Yes, thank
Michelle,
you, folks.
Michelle for listening again. And
I think she will.
everybody take care.
Bye, folks.